What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day as always. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Today though, we're installing some new taillights on my Jeep WJ. So if you've been following along with the build, you guys know that I picked up the Spyder front headlights with the light up DRL strip, and so we went ahead and picked up the matching rear taillights. This was actually a Christmas gift, so shout out to my parents for hooking me up with taillights. But today we're going to be installing those on the Jeep. I also got a gimbal for my iPhone, so if the video looks a little more stable or a little more different, that is the reason why. But now that we went ahead and went over all that stuff, let's hop out of the Jeep. I'll show you guys the taillights we got, why I picked these ones, and we'll show you guys how to install them, and we'll swap them out, show you guys the after results. So let's go ahead and install these taillights. Alright guys, so I have them in the back of the Jeep. So I went ahead, like I said, picked up the matching Spyder rear taillights for the WJ. That way they'll match the front. It'll also update the look of the back. These taillights look dated and they don't really match the front at all. So these are the front headlights we got. Super pleased with how these are actually. They're super bright. So I went ahead and wanted the taillights as well. That way we had a whole matching set. So let's go ahead, pop this box open, and I'll show you what they look like. And I think you guys are really going to like these. I think they'll look really sick on the Jeep. They are pretty common, but you know, they're probably my favorite taillights. So I'm sure you guys have seen these before, but I really like the white strips. It also matches the front. They actually light up red when you have them on the Jeep, so it's pretty cool looking, and it's a pretty unique taillight. So to remove the factory taillights, we're just going to take out these two screws, and these plastic pieces break off all the time. So I'm not really expecting them to be set up anymore. So we'll go ahead and take those out. I'll put the plastic pieces back on just because I like that look and it'll look factory still. So this is the plastic piece I was talking about. These break off all the time. It's basically on every set of taillights I've ever seen. I'm going to go ahead and reinstall them though so they look factory. So to pop off the taillight, it's super simple. I actually already pulled this one out, but there's just this little ball right there and it just slides into that hole. So if you've never taken your taillights off, it might be a little tight, but not really a need to worry. You just pull it straight out and it should pop out eventually. And now all we got to do is unplug this plug, and the other one's actually plugged straight in, so it's a super simple install. So here they both are side to side, and you can definitely tell the other ones are an upgrade, and they just look so much better than the factory red ones. These look real dated, and they didn't match our front headlights anyway, so I'm definitely happy I'm going to be upgrading these. The old ones will actually go on the black WJ, so it won't be bedlined anymore since we bedlined over those lights. Those lights were broke anyway, so I didn't really care about bedlining over them. But let's go ahead and get these new ones set up for the new WJ. Get it all ready to plug in. They're plug and play, so really you just take two screws out, pop the old one out, pop the new one in, and plug it in. And it should be good to go. It's relatively simple. This will probably take 10 minutes to swap both these out. All right, so I got one side popped in. It's not screwed in yet, but I am super happy with how this looks. These look sick on the Jeep. They're gonna look way cooler with the aftermarket rear bumper too, but these look so nice on the Jeep. I still have to screw them in, like I said. I still have to put the plastic piece on because I want it to look still sort of factory with this one there. And it covers up some of the ugly just bare metal, or not bare metal, it's painted, but some of the just sheet metal there that doesn't really look too great. So we'll cover that up. So I'm going to go ahead and screw these back in. All right, so here's a little comparison. So these are the new Spyder taillights, and then over here we have the factory taillights. So these are kind of ugly because they're super bright red and they look like every other WJ. These I definitely like way more. They look super sick when they're lit up, so we're going to go ahead and do that soon. But the white DRL strips are actually red when you turn it on. So here's a clip of it on. So they light up red, and then you have all your other lights in there, obviously. You have your turn signal, I believe, is the top light. Bottom light, I think, is the brake light. And then you have your reverse lights up top. So you have these three. They all light up. Then that's your reverse light, those three lights up top. Super clean design, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. They actually look sick on here. I'm definitely going to have to do some like night photo shoots with this so that way I can show you guys what they look like at night, because it's kind of hard to see what they look like during the day. Alright guys, so I went ahead, I have both taillights swapped out, and I am super pleased with how this came out. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you like these better than the factory ones? It looked kind of weird when I replaced the factory front headlights, but then still had factory rear taillights. So side by side, you can definitely tell the difference. These look way more modern, and they just look a lot better in my opinion. So let me know in the comments which ones you guys like more. I'm a fan of these a lot better than the factory ones, but we will still be running factory ones on the black WJ. But you guys can see how well these match the front headlights with the DRL strips and all that stuff. They're going to look sick at night when you're following the Jeep. My next mod on this Jeep is actually going to be a rear tow hitch. So that way we can put a recovery point back there and we can take this thing wheeling. That black Jeep has a tow hitch back there because we had the bumper. This one definitely needs one because we're going to be taking it wheeling before I make the bumpers. My plan is to get that put on, swap the 35s on, and then we'll take it wheeling with the Wrangler. I don't know which Jeep's going to be recovering which, whether the Wrangler's going to get stuck and the Grand Cherokee's going to have to save it, or vice versa. I have no idea. But I definitely want recovery points on the WJ before we sink it in the mud or take it off-roading, just because that would be such a huge hassle if we had no recovery points on the Jeep. And that wraps up the video on installing new taillights on my Jeep WJ. I'm super pumped with how these turned out. They totally look way better than the factory ones. I will be putting the factory ones on the black WJ though, since I did spray bed liner over the other ones on there. They were also broke and messed up, so it wasn't a huge deal or anything. But that's how you install some new taillights on your Jeep WJ. Hope you guys like this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.